So in this episode of Beyblade, we're going to be talking about Keith Lee. If you somehow don't know who Keith Lee is, I don't blame you. That means you don't stay on TikTok all day, and I promote you and salute you for that. Good shit, soldier. But to get into it and explain who Keith Lee is, to sum him up in a real quick summary, he's a guy that literally had basically zero, like you and I, just some normal average Joe, genuinely just trying to make a way in the world. He literally basically tried everything from being an MMA professional fighter to a family vlogger on TikTok, and finally he struck gold when people realized this guy's a really good fucking food critic and he's gonna tell me how it is, and I respect that. So that's pretty much who he's known to be today. He's a food critic on TikTok, and he's got millions of followers and people that basically treat his word like gods. They stand by what he says, and whatever he says is fact, and that's pretty much just summing up Keith Lee in like a couple of sentences, if you want to even say that. But that's what most people know him for, and frankly, for some of the reviews I've seen, fair enough. Hats off to him. He's actually able to deliver at least a little bit of something on the internet. He has a purpose. People, they're gonna think of food, they're gonna be like, well, did Keith Lee review it? If he did, they go watch that TikTok. If he says it's shit, they're not going there. If it's good, they're going there. He's literally made or broken actual fucking restaurants. Now, if you somehow don't believe me for some odd reason, number one, why would you think I would lie to you? That's bad. I don't lie. But number two, I want to give you some proof. Again, if you don't stay on TikTok and waste your entire life and your potential on that shitty app, then you don't know what the fuck he even got into. You don't even know what I'm about to talk about. But for seasoned scrollers or people who just took the time out of their day to look it up, Keith Lee went on tour to Atlanta, Georgia. Well, he basically went on a family road trip. He went on a family vacation to Atlanta, Georgia, and he was like, well, I'm the fucking food review man. Send me some spots and I'll go there. I'll review their food. If their food shit, I'll tell you. If it's good, I'll let you know. So that's exactly what happened. He went to a good, decent, nice chunk of restaurants in Atlanta, real recommendations, real places that people were like, hey, you should go here, the food's okay, or go here and review it, I want to see if it's good, shit like that. So Keith Lee, he gave people exactly what they fucking wanted. He went to Atlanta, Georgia, he reviewed the food, and people didn't like his opinion. So we're going to be diving into that today. Like I said, Keith Lee, he went to Atlanta, Georgia, and he went to go try some food. He went to a good couple of restaurants, a nice chunk, a nice handful to, test out all the samplers, see what Atlanta, Georgia had, and he was very disappointed with a lot of them. And after he put out his reviews, and after I did literally the tiniest bit of research, I see why. And from what it seems like, from just the pickings that he had, Atlanta, Georgia is fucking terrible if you want food. Honestly, if you live in Atlanta, Georgia and want food, you'd be better off going to the Krusty Krab with 2 cents. I think Mr. Krabs would actually rather serve you with those 2 cents you have in your pocket than some of these Atlanta, Georgia fucking restaurants. Yo, genuinely, I feel terrible for anyone who doesn't know how to cook in Atlanta, cause you're fucked. You're not getting service, and if you are, they might as well just kick you in the dick and spit on you like it is a bad hookup or something, cause holy shit. I don't know what it is about restaurants in Atlanta, but it's like they genuinely don't like making money. I'm no Cardi B fan. I think her music's shit, but she said it best when she was like, yeah, Atlanta, Georgia's shit. You can't really get anything unless you're like well known. And this is a problem for people like Keith Lee that like to review food fairly and honestly, because he sends his family in. He sends his family in to go grab the orders so people don't try to, make it the top quality or whatever. It's like basically when Gordon Ramsay ran into the restaurant. Obviously, it's fucking Gordon Ramsay. We're going to try to make this dish the best possible, we're going to make the best possible version of this dish for Gordon Ramsay, but everyone else gets slop. So he's like, I don't want that. I want a nice, fair, honest review. I don't want no bullshit. I just want your food how you would give it to anybody else, service included. This was a problem when he sent his family into the restaurants and they couldn't even get food. Like literally a couple of his reviews he didn't even get the food because he couldn't, but I'll get into that in a little bit. Basically, most of these restaurants weren't even fucking serving people. They were turning people around, and if they weren't doing that, they had like a 2-hour wait to get some fucking food. When you look at that, you're like, well, is that a restaurant or is that a money laundering scheme? Because Stereo, I think you need money. And in order to get money, you need customers. In order to get customers, they need to be seated, which means nobody's getting money. Because I'm going to just tell you now, spoiler alert, nobody's waiting 2 hours to get seated. They're damn sure not going to wait any longer to get food. They've already been waiting 2 hours. In the 2 hours it took you to get them a seat, they could have went to Wendy's, got a 4 for 4 and went home and then went to bed. And you're talking about a 2 hour wait time. So, respectfully, his family came out, told him what happened, and he was like, all right, let me go in here and work my magic, which is literally him just going into the fucking restaurant and saying, hi, I'm Keith Lee, give me food now. But, you know, he doesn't accept that type of treatment, so he actually didn't take the food, which means that a decent portion of the restaurants that he went to, he didn't even get food because he didn't like the service. And then, of course, they wanted to flip the script and try to give him food. All of a sudden, now there's Keith Lee. I'm not here to be your financial advisor, Atlanta, Georgia, but I think you need to serve people food in order to make money. Again, I'm no financial advisor. I'm no cook. I'm no professional. But as far as I know, you're not going to get paid unless people pay you. And you're not going to get paid by people unless you give them something. And right now, Atlanta, Georgia isn't giving anybody anything, apparently. I know where I won't be going to visit at all ever in my entire life, because I'll die of starvation unless I just know how to cook my own meals, which I make YouTube videos. Does it look like I know how to cook? No, I don't. So I just won't be going to Atlanta, Georgia, because you don't get food there. You just starve to death. Like I said, unless you know how to cook. But honestly, I don't blame him for not wanting to even try their food after the horrible service. Because at that point, it's like, I should not have to have a celebrity coming here so I can get food. You know, I shouldn't have to do all of these special things and jump through these special hoops just to get food from a place that serves food. It just doesn't make sense. So, rightfully so, Keith Lee was like, well, I don't fucking care about your business. Everyone just know that unless you're basically me, you can't get food within a timely manner from these select locations. Now, I want to say that these were some black-owned businesses. I have nothing against black-owned businesses. Look at me, I'm black. I obviously, like, I support, you know, black people trying to hustle and shit. But most of the black-owned businesses are just like, okay, I'm going to take a product that already exists, and then I'm going to put my own branding on it, and then resell it for a higher price and call it black-owned. And my definition isn't really a product, that's just you reselling. That's no different than me taking the newest PS5 and, you know, putting like a sticker of my face on it and calling it the Josh S1 or Josh S5. It's no different. And then just being like, oh, it's a black-owned console. So that's where I stand on them. But for the black-owned businesses that actually are just like someone trying to make a living and someone actually having like a invention or a idea, or basically they just made it themselves, that I don't mind. Like, obviously, okay, support black-owned businesses. That's cool. Most of the time, it just seems like a money laundering scam. Real shit. I'll just sum it up for y'all. That's pretty much all I have to say on it. Like, that's just about what it is. Or they're just like a black-owned business that is like this one. They just treat people unfairly, or they're lazy and they don't do stuff. I mean, it just is what it is. Like, unfortunately, that is like the stereotype of black-owned businesses, that they are just, you know, marked up replicas of shit that already exist. It's like, why would I do that when I could just go get the cheaper alternative? Again, it's different if there's people actually trying to make their own stuff and genuinely just do something different. That's completely different. That's fine. That's normal. That's just how anything in life works. My problem is, though, when you decide to attack a creator because you treat your customers unfairly, and now it's his fault because he didn't even get to review your food because you left such a bad taste in his mouth from just the like ordering experience. Like, just the customer service was just so bad that he didn't even want to like actually even order food from there. That's not his fault. You should have provided better, you know, customer service. Your customer service shouldn't vary, like the quality of it shouldn't vary depending on how much money that person that just came in makes. Like, celebrity status they have. Like I said, even Cardi B commented on it. Like, in Atlanta, you can't get food unless you're basically saying, hey, do this for this person, like insert higher up nigga here. So it's really just eye-opening, honestly. I didn't know that food in Atlanta was this, like the food industry was so rancid in Atlanta. I'm sure that not every restaurant is like the ones that Keith Lee went to, but as far as I know, like the black owned ones just aren't that good. And just looking at what he reviewed and what, you know, he decided to get a taste on, those businesses are shit. I mean, plain and simple, black and white, crystal clear. There's really nothing else about it. The businesses that he, you know, reviewed and gave poor scores for customer service or even just bad food in general, I mean, it just is what it is. That's why people treat his word like gospel. He just gives you the straight up facts. It's kind of like my channel. Like, I'm just gonna sit here, provide you with the facts, and I'm gonna tell you how it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to make anyone look good. And that's what Keith Lee does. He doesn't try to make any business look better than it is, nor does he try to tear a business down or like make it seem worse than it is. He just gives you the flat out, like I said, black and white, crystal clear opinion. All right, the customer service was terrible, but the food was banging. Take your pick. Or the customer service was really good. The food was really good. It was a decent price. Y'all should go here. It's just that simple, you know. And the fact that he's made or broken entire restaurants really says something about how much people value his word. So to see these like restaurants try to attack him because he's just giving an honest review of how his experience at their restaurant went, it's baffling to me and a bit jarring. I would assume you would take that criticism and you would actually just do something with it. You would like try to improve the customer service. You try to improve the food. It's like when I watch an episode of Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmare and he tries to critique the food and tries to tell them what they could do with it to make it better for people, and they just flat out say, well, I've never had a complaint. Meanwhile, they're $4 million in debt and they're about to close down. No one likes their food. There's nobody coming in. They're making no money and they have to live inside of the restaurant. It's pretty much just like that. Like, you can't have someone that has an actually good opinion come in, critique your shit, and then you take it and put it on the ground or just, you know, just chalk it up to, oh, a bad review. You have to take this stuff with a grain of salt, which is what these Atlanta restaurants are not realizing. So, I mean, honestly, there's nothing you can really do for them. They'll just be lost in the sands of time, I guess, because they don't want to improve their customer service or their anything. They just don't want to improve at all. They just want to hate and just blame it on the fact that they're a black-owned business, which just is never the case. So, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to make this video really quickly to, you know, highlight what happened. If you somehow don't already know about the Keith Lee situation, just wanted to sum that up for you guys. And honestly, this was going to be a video bashing Keith Lee. I was going to sit on here, hop on the mic and be like, nobody should like Keith Lee, his content's trash. But after doing a little bit of research and seeing what happened, I realized that this guy's just trying to give people like an actual honest review of shit and to bring some light to this dark and sad, depressing story. There was a decent amount of restaurants that Keith Lee actually did enjoy. So there's always a little bit of upside to things in life. That's, you know, the takeaway I want you guys to have with this video. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, I wanted to get on here bashing him, but there's nothing to bash. He's just genuinely a good guy. Like, there's nothing bad I can say about Keith Lee. He's just an overall nice dude. He gives people chances. That's pretty much it. And even when the food is bad, he still tips large amounts. Honestly, there's nothing terrible I can say about him. It's pretty cut and dry. That's honestly pretty much all I have to say about the Keith Lee situation. I really think some of these black-owned businesses really need to take a step back and just kind of realize exactly how shit their service is and how shit their product is and re-innovate, do something better, make it worth it. That way, when you say, all right, support a black-owned business, it's like, damn, this is a really good fucking product. I actually want to support them. Not, oh, it's a black-owned, I'll support it. Sure, why not? That's my 2 cents. That's all I have to say. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Can't wait to see y'all in the next one. Hey, y'all made it to the end of the video. Special little outro. Just wanted to say thanks for making it to the end of the video. I appreciate y'all. If y'all want more wacky, more of me, just more of my homies chilling, playing the game, I would highly, highly recommend y'all check out my Twitch. That's twitch.tv/JoshVHS. I stream pretty regularly there. I'd love to see y'all around. We are always just making jokes, goofing off, just having a fun ass time chilling. And I don't say this too often, so don't try to cut my neck, but if you do like more of my content and you don't want to check out the Twitch, at least try subbing to the channel. I appreciate that. But if you want to do either, hey, I appreciate y'all's time here. Thank you for watching my wacky little YouTube videos. Can't wait to see y'all in the next one. Next video is going to be about a lady who lost all her marbles and decided to make yet another sauce, but this time it's a different color. But that's the special little outro. That's my hint for next video. I can't wait to see y'all in it. And that's pretty much it for now. See you. Man, if we gonna be going back down, I might as well take the fucking ride back up.
Yo.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to.
Alright, call it back up. Where am I?
Oh.
Huh?